Let's see. Check, 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 check. What do we got here? Gain, none. Delay, 50 milliseconds. Okay. Hello and welcome. And let's see. What about chord mode? No, we don't want that. Mic settings. Let's go there. Mic gain. Let's go there. Mic 1 is at 1. That'll work. Mic 2 is at 1. All right. Well, heck, let's see. Check, 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 check. That looks a little low. Check, 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 check. Are we doing anything here? No, no gain there. No gain there. And actually, about between 9 and 12 is where we are typically shooting for. So we'll call that good. We'll call that good. And let's see, we need a screen capture view here. We can get rid of that one, that one, that one, that one. Pre-show, post-show, good. We get rid of that one, that one, that one. Let's see. Opening triggers. Okay, audio on. Okay, that's good. We have anything else? Triggers? No triggers there. Okay. So we're hoping that will work as it should. Okay. Desktop capture. What is that capturing? That's this. Got that desktop capture there. So we're good there. Not sure what that desktop capture is. Can we just try a different one? Yeah, there we go. That'll work. That'll work. We're getting there. Patience is a virtue. And it's also a muscle. And it only gets big by practicing patience, which means you have to have crap happen in order to practice patience. Okay. So what the heck is that? That is 101. Is 101 our Wi-Fi? I believe it is. I'll be darned. Good deal. Well, let's go back to the dashboard and we can tell. 101 is the Wi-Fi. How about that? That's too cool. Too cool for school. Where my phone? Yeah, okay. So I think we're finally I think we finally have things set up. Oh, you never know. 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 But in this case, we know. So let's freeze the chair where it is. Because otherwise, well, I guess the chair still squeaks. One of these days, we're going to de-squeak the chair. So today we're going to talk about the BirdDog X1, the Decode. And we got the Wi-Fi working. It was operator error, but we'll talk more about that. And we are got the show coming up in 9.28 minutes. So don't go anywhere. And oh, I want to check this one other thing. Hold the line 1 second. Ooh, golly, sorry, that was really rude. Let's log in real quick. Make sure everything is as it should be. And that's close enough. All right. Let's check. Okay. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Kind of a mixed bag here today. All right, we'll check back on that later. Oh, golly, this is going to be good. I can tell already. Dave has switched from the left coast to the right coast, from the west coast to the east coast, to coastal Carolina. Dave, you know there's a Coastal Carolina University, CCU? That would be confusing. Or is it Coastal Carolina College? I know there used to be a Coastal Carolina College because one of my boys looked at it as a school to attend on a soccer scholarship. Michael Graves, holy cow. A voice from the past, a ghost, as it were. And Dave is your local Carolina expert. He knows most things Carolina. Yeah. Well, we'll be coming through Carolina on Sunday. Not anywhere close to you, unfortunately. We're heading up to see my brother. CCU is in South Carolina. All right. Well, when they say the Carolinas, I guess you can say the Carolinas, you can say the Dakotas, north and south. I rarely hear people say the Virginias, Virginia and West Virginia. What else would there be? There's New York. Oh, well, that's not North York. Anyway. There's Otis. So the question for Michael and Otis is, how are things in Texas today? Is it below 120? When they say the Carolinas, they're lazy. Yeah, or they don't know where it is. They're like, oh yeah, Duke, that's in the Carolinas. North Carolina State, that's in North Carolina. Got it. Raleigh, Durham, Greensboro, well, that's South Carolina. Kind of stormy in Houston. Maybe that'll keep the temperatures down. Yep. You never know about that stuff. That's why you have a generator. And Otis says same for him. 74 and rainy. I like the emoji. That's very good. Yeah. Yeah. Do you have like labs or setters or retrievers? Of course, I guess it could be dog of any kind, but the bigger dogs sometimes tend to get more scared. We take our little dog and wrap him up in a quilt. OG's here. He's in Texas too. Brand new generator and 3 used ones in the barn just in case. Well, I hope you have a lot of either propane or gasoline on hand. Tommy is here. Tommy, the rumor is true. Dave does wear his banana suit. He wears it to bed, but he doesn't always keep it. Well, we don't even want to go there, do we? No, we don't. We don't want to know. 2 large dogs, a Labrador and a Doggo Argentino. Never heard of the Doggo. Sounds cool. Sounds cool. Yeah, we used to have a, what was Brewster? I guess he was a setter retriever mix. And the storms used to just drive him nuts. I'd have to take him and just wrap him up like this. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Indeed. Indeed. You can't unsee it. Hello, Jono. Good to see you. Hope things are going well for you. And is it Connie or Conai? Welcome. Glad to have you. So in Germany, I guess it's just right after supper. That would be what, 5 hours difference, 6 hours difference, so maybe 7, 8 o'clock in the evening. Yep. Dave's got 2 American bulldogs, and they've never heard thunder before we arrived in the piney woods. Freaked them out. Oh, sorry, you guys can't see that. Well, of course, you probably can see it if you're looking in the chat. Yeah. Rooney is doing great. Rooney's doing great. He's showing his age a little bit, but he's a sport. He's he brought us a prize the other day. He caught and killed a large rat and brought it up. 2,100. All right. So that would be let's see, 24 minus 21 is 3. So 3 from 12 is 9 o'clock. All right. Very good. And in other news, Intel, oh yeah, I saw that. Not that I care, because I have no interest in that whatsoever, but I saw it. It was fascinating. The things that, that you don't know that you know, or you don't care that you know. No offense, of course. No offense taken. Yeah. So yeah. Well, there's a blast from the past. Hello, David. It's good to see you. Well, I can't see you, but it's good to know you're there. I hope you're doing well. I hope you are well. David Stemper was a guest on this show, what, probably 9 years ago, something like that, maybe 8. Holy cow. Who else has been on this show? I think Tommy's been on it when we did the 9-way vMix call. Dave's been on it. Michael Graves, I think, has been on it. Jono's definitely been on it. No, I really don't care about the future. Don't care about the future. Gonna have a future whether we like it or not. Dave was close by. All right. Well, as the little indicator indicates, it's time to get a show going. So let's do this thing, shall we? Together. We'll press the get that voice ready. We've got the new X Keys XBE96 with cool lights, which are not on at the moment. But vMix is now fully supporting this thing, which they weren't previously, but they are now. So So let's give it a try, shall we? We're going to press the purple button. Let's see what the purple button does. 3, 2, 1. It worked. And that did not work. What happened to me? Oh my gosh. Go figure. I need to check that. You know, sometimes I think somebody sneaks into my studio. Maybe they remote in, because I leave my PC on 24/7. That way I can get access to it and anything I need to from wherever I am, even over my phone. It's very handy. Anyway, that's not why you came here, to hear me complain. What you came for is the number one, the wonderful company. Welcome to all the guys and gals that are in the chat right now. And if you're watching us after the fact, you really need to show up for the show. I mean, that's where all the cool kids are. Yeah, at least 4 of them. So today we're going to talk about the BirdDog X1. We had a show about that, I think 2 weeks ago, where we tried to get it connected to Wi-Fi. Turns out it was, let's say it together, 1, 2, 3, operator error. But now it's working beautifully. Well, the Wi-Fi part is working beautifully. Today we're going to look at the BirdDog Decode. So did you know, hang on, let me check 1 second and make sure before I go there. Don't want to get too far ahead of myself. No. Okay, this is good. This is good. Hold on a second. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. I should know these things, and I should know that I can't just have a spur-of-the-moment idea and say, oh, golly, let's look at this spur-of-the-moment thing, and then realize the spur-of-the-moment thing is across on the other end of the studio. So let's bring it in here. And of course, if we were really prepared, we would have a camera. We have a camera right there. Hold on. We're going to take this camera and we're going to point it at, let's see, left is left. Down is down. Yeah. Right there. Zoom is zoom. Good. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah, we're making it work. We're making it work. I think, yep. Let's try it right there. Is that going to work? Well, what if we, oh yeah, there we go. All right, got it. Get it, got it good. Got it, here it is. All right, so this is the back panel of the BirdDog X1. And you notice they have 2 Ethernet ports, except one of them is not Ethernet. One of them is RS-232. So don't plug your Ethernet jack in there. It won't work. Of course, you got DC power. You got USB 3, so you can use it as a webcam. And we've got, and by the way, that's your internet jack, your Ethernet jack right there, PoE. And there we go. We have HDMI. Now this HDMI is not what would it be? Would it be an output? I guess it is an output. It's not an output. It is an output. But I think it can also be an input. Anyway, this is an output of NDI. So the camera can be set up to decode a separate NDI signal and send that out wherever you want. So like a confidence monitor or anything. And let me show you how, get that in focus again, how it works. So we'll set that down and we'll go back to this shot right here. There we go. And I have got in front of me, there it is, And I appreciate whoever said last week to change the interface for the BirdDog screen. This is the BirdDog X1 web interface, and apparently there are two different options for it. There is, let's go over to system. There's the black version, which we were using last week, which everybody said, well, that's too dark. So we're going to go back to the white version, and hopefully that'll be a little easier to read. And we're going to go, the dashboard tab is what shows us what's going on with the camera, kind of in a quick look. And we can see that, yes, we are attached to Wi-Fi. We've got two IP addresses on the same network, 117 and 101. The Wi-Fi address is 101, and that's what we're using right here is 101. And we can also go to AV setup, and we can set up the output of the camera. And here are device settings where we can choose the preferred NIC. Here's the HDMI output mode, which can be an encode. That is, we can bring something in, or we can send something out, and it doesn't have to be the camera image. There are the encoder settings. We're not going to mess with that. Here are the decoder settings. So we can send out anything on this list. Let's just choose the PTZ Optics camera for a second. We've also got that set up as our failover source, and we'll apply it, and then I'm going to show you where it is. So let's go here. There we go. This is my desktop. These are my two monitors, my confidence monitor right there. But I'm going to change the channel on the confidence monitor because that's just an output to vMix as a full screen. So we're going to go to a different source, and we're going to select HDMI 2, and HDMI 2 is now going to become an output. This is an HDMI cable that goes from this monitor to, well, it's actually over here, but whichever way you want to look at, there's a camera right there that's got HDMI coming out of it, going to this guy, this TV, and it is Wi-Fi from the X1. So the X1 is receiving over Wi-Fi. It's receiving the, you can have a choice of whichever NDI feed you want. And so it's receiving that and displaying it through its HDMI output on this monitor. Now, I know, and actually it's got pretty good latency too. Let's see. Well, maybe not that great, but not bad considering it's wireless. You probably couldn't use it for iMag, but you could use it for a confidence monitor for a speaker, so to make sure he didn't have, things growing out of his ears or anything, or anything else that you would want to be able to have, probably static view, maybe lyrics, but it could be, it could be an image of whatever was going on. So let's go back here for just a second, and this is as far as I've gotten this morning. But I do notice if I go to the NDI decode source, that's going to be where is my NDI coming from. I can look and I can see I've got 4 choices. I've got the vMix output 1, output 2, output 3, and the PTZ Optics camera. Well, in vMix, and let's just do this for just a second. In vMix, I'm going to go to Settings. I'm going to go to Outputs, and you can see that I've turned NDI on for output number 1, NDI on for output number 2, which is input number 79. Output number 3 is turned on for input number 77. And let's select number 3 right here, which is my pre-show, and we'll turn it on too. And I don't think this will cause it to reset. Yeah, there we go. Oh, let's do something else fun. Let's go back in and take all of our cameras and make those NDIs too. So now we got a lot of NDI traffic going on. Ah, it wants to restart. Well, we won't do that one. Sometimes it'll happen anyway without a restart, but not always. All right, so let's go back here. And let's come back here and let's refresh the list. And let's see if anything happens. So we'll get the drop down. And we'll see now we have outputs 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the PTZ Optics one. Oh, excuse me for a second. Oh, golly, I just realized my sneeze button is not hooked up to this microphone. My apologies. Oh, my gosh. That's horrid. Okay, but that's me. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and the PTZ Optics. And let's see, let's go back to this shot because you can see a little bit of what I'm doing over here, not much. So I've refreshed the list, and I'm going to change it to output number 1. And then I'm going to click apply, and let's watch what happens to the big screen right there. Ready? Here we go. It should be, well, let's do output number 1. Let's do output number 4. That'll be the pre-show image. So we'll apply that. Ready, set, go. Screen goes blank. 1002, 1003. No signal. That's not good. We don't want no signal. We want a camera. All right, let's try output number 3. Ready, set, apply. We'll give it a couple seconds to pop up there. And, not working. Let's go try number 2. Apply. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's try output number 1. It should be actually the picture you're looking at. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No signal. Okay. Let's go back to PTZ Optics. We know that one works. We're going to apply that. 5, 4, 3. So 2 seconds on that one, and it's good. Why are the other ones not available? Why? They are outputs from vMix. Let's put another camera on our local area network. You remember last week we did the StarTech 4 networks on a card trick. And so I've still got 2 of those cameras plugged in, so they won't show up because NDI doesn't. Does NDI see them? NDI does see them, I think. Let's see. Oh yeah, yeah. This camera image that you're looking at right now is coming from this camera right here that you can't see, which is coming through the NIC card. But that camera doesn't show up as an available source in the BirdDog NDI decode source right here. All right, well, let's put one of these cameras that's on this separate StarTech network. Let's put that back on our regular network and see if we can get it to appear as an option. So we're going to take, we're not going to take this camera we're looking at. We're going to take this other camera right here, which is a bad shot, but it's not that bad a shot. So we're going to take the orange cable out. Color coding is wonderful. And we're going to pop it in. There we go. Into our switch. And it'll take a second. This is the BirdDog Studio that we've got mounted on the ceiling that goes SDI, excuse me, to a PTZ Optics VL cam, variable length lens, or variable lens maybe. And let's see if we've got it available on the local area network. So that's the camera we're looking at right there. And that's going to be this overhead camera. Yeah, it's not there yet. It'll be there in a second. It takes a little while to kind of get into the setup. So we've got this camera is available. That's the one that's coming off the network that is a different net. If we do that, yeah, it's coming off of 10.0.40.40. And while that works and is visible in NDI Studio Monitor, it's not working and visible in PTZ Optics. What happened to all our guys right here? Let's bring that back up. And not PTZ Optics, but let's go back to the BirdDog camera. We'll go back and see, do we have, the BirdDog SDI is now a choice, but the outputs from vMix are not a choice. All right, let's see what the BirdDog SDI looks like. That's going to be this one right here. Great shot of me with my eyes closed as we move to another camera. Well, let's see if it shows up here. Then we're going to take the BirdDog SDI right there and apply it. It actually refreshed the list for us. And it doesn't look like that's coming out yet. We'll give it another minute or so. This one is a little slower coming on board, I've noticed in the past. All right, so this is, oh, that's a great shot of my shirt. Don't need that shot. This is the shot we're waiting on. These are all the outputs from vMix, so we'll go ahead and show you that's the output that you're seeing right now. Where's that? That's output number 2. What is output number 2? Output number 3. Okay, there's output number 3. And output number 4 is the pre-show. But these, for some reason, don't appear. I mean, they appear on this list right here, but we can't select them. I mean, we can select them, but they don't do anything. The screen goes black, and then we get a no signal. So let's try our BirdDog SDI and see if maybe that will come back here. We'll apply that. We still get a no signal. And has that shown up yet in NDI right here? Nope. This one does sometimes. The BirdDog Studio will take a little while to come up on my system. Not sure why. It's just the way it is. So that wasn't the best camera for us to select. But what other cams do we have available? Interesting that this camera, this 192.168.1.101, doesn't show up as an option, but I think that's what the Decode screen shaver capture means. So if I select capture here, and then apply, it should be showing me the camera image on that screen right now, but it doesn't. So let's go back to something that we know works. Actually, the only one that we know works, and that is the PTZ Optics camera. And there we go. So we got that one working. And let's go back to Studio Monitor for a second. And we'd like to see, this is, again, that's that great close-up shot. Why are we not using that camera for something else? Don't know. And this is that over the shoulder shot. Again, this is a different network. I guess we could put that camera on a different network and see if it would work. Well, let's try that. Let's try this camera one more time. Yep, no joy there. No joy there. So we're not getting anything there. Let's go back to that camera. Nope, didn't want to go back to that camera. Let's go back to the PTZ Optics camera right here. And this is in the Studio Monitor. Here on this screen is what we're talking about right now. So let's try something else. Let's try, I'm going to take this camera that's over my shoulder that's connected to the StarTech network and plug it into my regular network. And we'll come back to that shot in just a second. And we'll also see if we can get that available in our network. Click, there we go. So we'll give that guy a chance to set back up again. And while it does, let's take this shot right here and see if we can't zoom out. There we go. This is the camera right here that we just changed networks on. This is a BirdDog P120, and it's gonna, there we go, spin all the way back around. And then in a second, it will tell us, hey, I'm ready for action. P120, is it available yet? No, not yet, not yet. Okay. Little blown out here because the lighting is, where is most of the lighting coming from? Yeah, right in front of me. And so that camera needs to be tweaked just a little bit. All right, all right. One thing to remember about the P120 is a full NDI camera. The Studio up above is essentially full NDI. The BirdDog X1 right here is NDI-HX, and it's also processing NDI through it over the Wi-Fi, but that should be NDI-HX as well. Let's see. So let's go back to this screen. Well, let's go back to this screen right here, and then we'll bring up our Studio Monitor. So we're not getting it. There we go. There we go. So we got Studio Monitor here, and this is the PTZ Optics camera on Studio Monitor. So here in vMix, this is the vMix output, which of course goes off to infinity. And that was the last shot from that camera. It retained that frame. And that was the last shot from that camera, retained that frame. And then that's the output there. This is going to be the camera right over here. Now let's see if we've got the SDI camera overhead yet. Nope, doesn't look like it's going to be cooperating with us today. And let's go back to the P120, which should be, yeah, the P120 is, oh, because the camera's still set on the other network. That's why neither one of them are working. Because I've outsmarted myself. I've got a fixed IP address on those cameras. So those are not going to appear on the list, even though that shows up as SDI. Well, it does show up. And when the P120 shows up as, so BirdDog is finding it, even though it's a different network. But it's not going to show us anything different because it's not there yet. So if we take, excuse me, Studio Monitor and bring it back again, where is Studio Monitor? There we go. The P120 is not going to show. In Studio Monitor, it doesn't show, even though it identifies it's there. That's interesting. Identifies it's there, and it identifies that the SDI is there, but it's not going to show us an image because it's on a different network. So that's not a definitive. But we do see the output from vMix, output number 1. So output number 1 is working over NDI. That's this one right here. So we should apply it, and we should see it working in front of us. And you can't see that camera because we've ditched all of our other cameras. Let's see if we can move this camera over there. Oops. Yeah, there we go. All right, so that's the screen there. And we're not getting anything on it, even though we're asking for the Eastern Shore Broadcasting PC. We're asking for output number 1. We're going to switch that back over to the PTZ, to the PTZ optics camera, and apply that. And we're going to get an image there. But that's the only one that gives us a consistent image. Let's put that back. We'll try black on that one. There we go. All right, so I've changed this to black. We're not going to say capture. We're going to say, again, we'll take that first output from vMix and apply it. And our screen goes blank. And then it says no signal. Yeah, there we go. No signal. So we have partial success with that. And again, probably operator error, definitely operator error on the cameras that are not on the same network. But there's no reason why the vMix outputs shouldn't work, because they show up in vMix. Yeah. Let's see. There's something else I wanted to see. Yeah, that camera's just not going to show up because it's got the wrong address. Can I refresh it? Will that work? Low bandwidth. SDI. We'll try again. Nope. No joy there. Yeah. Gotcha. All right. Well, there we go. That's what we're looking for. Sorry about that. Lost in my own little world there for a second. So the BirdDog X1 over Wi-Fi decode works well when it works. And again, very likely operator error. So you can you can take all of this with a grain of salt, that it's probably me doing something wrong. But I'll get up with BirdDog folks and find out what it is. You are seeing this as I am seeing this. I hooked everything up before the show, except for the things that I hooked up during the show. But the camera, the camera is not fresh out of the box, but this is the one that we were using 2 weeks ago to hook up to Wi-Fi. We can do a factory reset on it and see if that helps. Won't do that with you guys now. Won't belabor the point, but we'll keep on this and keep kind of unpacking this camera, because I think this camera has huge potential. And the promise of BirdDog has always been to deliver a product and then make it better and better and better while it's in your studio, while it's in your kit. And I'm convinced that that is indeed happening now too. You know what? I haven't checked to see if they've released any. Let's look over here together and see if they've released any new firmware for this camera. Support downloads X1 download. So let's get that download 21. Yes, there is a new, there is a new one. .016 is what we're using right now. So let's take a minute. Let's take a minute and install this, shall we? We shall. We should. We really should. We really should. Okay. Let me find this zip file and go ahead and unzip it. Oh, we can do that together. All right, so we're going to take this and we're just going to unzip it, extract it all. There it is right there. We want the BirdDog one right there. So there is the new one. And so let's come into BirdDog and we'll go to System, I believe. And we'll go to System Update. We'll choose the file, which is in our downloads, BirdDog, BirdDog, BirdDog. And we will upload this. Now, the last time I did this, it took a little while. And let me see if I can zoom in on what it's doing so we can all see it better together. Position. Let's go there, and then we'll do this. There we go. So it's doing its thing. And the other day, it got to a point where it appeared to stop, but it hadn't stopped. And I left it for an hour. Oh, look at that. Now that's new. All right, progress 100%. Aha, you guys can't see that. Let's bring it over here. 100%. So congratulations, your firmware is now updated. Your device is rebooting. After the reboot, you can refresh your browser. And I see it's rebooting. It's turning around. It's giggling while it turns around. And it has given me a camera image. All right, so let's log back in here. Is that going to happen? Let's go here, and let's just it is spinning up here, so it's trying to do something. Can't reach it. Let's go to BirdDog. BirdDoge. Oh, sorry, no G, no E. All right, let's go back to AV setup. Let's see where we are here. Oh, that used to say encoder. Now it says primary encoder. This says secondary encoder. It used to say decoder. So let's see if we've made some improvements. Please note, applying this setting, the system will reboot. We're making some progress. Let's do it. We're rebooting. And that says in the top left-hand corner, it says BirdDog reboot requested. Please wait a few minutes and refresh the page. So we'll wait a few minutes. While we wait a few minutes, we'll have a word from our sponsor. Yeah, whatever. Eastern Shore Broadcasting is our sponsor. That's me. All right, so let's come back over here. Let's refresh that. see if we are rebooted yet. We still have the same IP address. Yes, we still have the same IP address. There we are. Let's go to the AV setup page. We'll have to log back in, BirdDog. And the lovely thing about all of this, at least I think it's lovely, is that you get to see what happens when a camera like this shows up on your doorstep and you pay no attention to the directions and you say, let's just make it work. So this is what we're doing. We're making it work. All right, so we're back here. We're on the decode setting. We are going to say, let's do a decode screensaver that says BirdDog so that we know we've got something up there. And we're going to apply that. And then, let's see, we've got, let's go back to the one that we know works, this one right here. And we're going to apply that. And that is on the screen. Do we have a camera pointed in that direction? No, but we can get one pointed in that direction. Let's see. PTZ. We're going to connect this guy. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Good. Okay. So that is the output from the PTZ camera, the PTZ optics camera, going through vMix, no, excuse me, going through NDI and being selected as an NDI source for an output from the X1. And the X1, I wish I had a camera I could put on the X1. Let's see, maybe I do. Hold on here a second. Hold on here a second. $101. No? One sec, we're trying to get this figured out. I've got two different cameras with the same IP address. How did that happen? No, it can't be. Can't be. Yeah, they're not the same IP address. My bad. I'm confusing myself. That's not a good thing to do. All right, let's go back to this output screen and let's check just the regular output in vMix. Let's pick output number 4 and apply that one. And let's see if that makes any difference. So the image on the screen has frozen. It's going to go black. We're going to get a no signal. And yeah, you're not seeing that because it's the camera that you're operating on that's not showing you that. That's interesting. Oh, no, there it is. Okay. So now it does show you the no signal. And this is from output 4 on vMix, which if you're wondering what output 4 would be, output 4 is going to be input number 3, which is going to be the pre-show. So let's refresh that list again. We'll refresh the list. There we go. And let's go back to output 4, apply. Okay, and the camera that is doing the output has frozen, and we'll wait for it to kind of catch up with us. And we're still waiting for it to catch up with us. It's going to reset itself in just a second. Unfortunately, it will show essentially the same screen that it's showing right now. There he goes. Now it refreshed, and we'll see that there is no signal. And let's go ahead and put again, back to the one that we know works on there. This is the PTZ Optics camera. And we've applied that. Meanwhile, we're still getting the image from the camera. And we're not getting, oh, there we go. It did freeze, and now it's come back. You can't see it yet. There we go. Now it's come back there. So again, we've made the update of the firmware. It has changed some of the appearances in this in the web UI, in that the encoder settings, well, golly, yeah. It used to say something else, didn't it? Oh, it used to say encode and decode. Now it just says settings. That's a good change. I wonder if capture is now working. See if we can go to the capture and get that to capture. Yeah, maybe I'm not using that correctly. What would it capture? I don't know what it would capture. We'll have to read up on that one. Okay, well, partial success. Partial success. If you've hung around this far, hang around for a few seconds and let's chat in the post show. We'll be right back with that. Okay, let's see. Jono is giving some tech support in the background. Since vMix is outputting full NDI spec, you have to run NDI bridge and then encode them all to HX sources, then it'll come on. Ah, well, that may be. So if I had an HX camera as a source, which the PTZ Optics is an HX camera, so it's not going to automatically, interesting. Okay, and somebody who is nameless has said, I jumped in it late as X1 only decodes NDI HX 2 and 3 sources. Haha, very good, very good. A little piece of information like that would have been really helpful right there on that window for those of us that don't read the directions. Yes. And Jono, I wondered the same thing. Now, in our case, we set it up for the very same thing that we had it set it up for. I mean, we had PTZ Optics set up as the main camera and then as the fallback, but when we switched the main to something else, it should have fallen back, you would think. Yeah. All right, let's see. We're working backwards in these questions right now. And the part that got me is that Tom makes John wince. I make myself wince. And it was like, oh, crap. But the idea is that this is what an actual user is going to encounter. Most actual users are probably smarter than me, but you never know. Never know. Oh, this is Dan. Hey, Dan. So somebody woke you up so you could come and watch and look. We try to get the power down as low as possible on the X1. That's why you are not processing it an NDI full signal. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Very good. And I'll tell you, Dan didn't know we were doing this show today. BirdDog had no advance warning, and they probably don't want it. But the idea is that this is unsponsored, this is unfettered, this is totally real. I mean, I'm a BirdDog lover. Dan, you may not have known this, but I own BirdDog stock. I bought some BirdDog stock after NAB. I did. I bought 10,000 shares of BirdDog stock. Now, before you Americans get all upset about this, the Australian stock market works differently than our stock market. So I bought the stock at, what was probably, I don't know, fair market value, 4.5 cents US per share. So you can buy a lot of stock. Maybe it was 8 cents. I don't know. I get confused on the exchange rate. But I bought it because I wanted to support BirdDog. And I also wanted to be Dan's boss. That's what I really wanted to be. So you better behave, boy, or you're out of here. I am a big proponent of BirdDog. I love what they're doing. And I want to help them by not knowing anything and by being their man on the street. And yeah, it does kind of leave them to clean up the mess, but yeah, they kind of made the mess to begin with. So this is, kind of the unvarnished truth. Yet at the same time, I'm a fan, but I'm enough of a fan to tell the truth. A friend of mine was with an American band that I'll come up with a name with in just a minute. And he was bass player in Kansas. Anybody ever heard of Kansas? Kansas, the band? And he was the original bass player. He was later replaced. Had a dramatic conversion to Christianity, and he couldn't stay with the band much longer after that. But in talking with him about that, he said, in music and in acting and in all sorts of other things, you can't pay attention to the people that like you, because they will lie to you and tell you that you're great and you're wonderful and everything you're doing is just fabulous. He said you have to get outside of that group of people that like you in order to hear the truth. And that's one of the roles that I'm trying to take. So I like BirdDog a lot, and I like them so much that I'm not going to be afraid to be critical and to be stupid and an idiot, and kind of an average guy out there. Now, maybe most of their customers are not average guys. I think that's probably true. But I think there's a big market, especially with the X1. Holy cow. With the X1 for a, what would you call it? For an honest friend that cares enough to pull you aside and say, your zipper's down and you need a shave and that shirt doesn't work for you. So, yeah, there we go. So Dan, I hope you're still talking to me after this. Jim asks, what was the user issue with the Wi-Fi? Jim, it was actually, I think, it's one of those things where you change 2 or 3 things at one time and then it works. And it's like, oh, it works. I fixed it. What did you do? Well, I'm not really sure. I changed my Wi-Fi setup based on a recommendation for BirdDog. I don't remember specifically what that was right now. And I did some network changes here, and it connected. And it connected with Wi-Fi and Ethernet simultaneously. What I haven't done to confirm that and I didn't have time before today's show, was the camera that's sending me signal over Wi-Fi is connected by my Ethernet cable. So it's PoE. And I need to plug it into power and make sure that it still works. But I'll confirm that. So yeah, let's see if we can go back a little bit here. Yep, and Jono had this idea 30 minutes ago. It can't decode full NDI, and vMix cannot output NDI HX. Yet. That may be coming. So there we go. It's not that bad. No, David, you don't route. vMix just makes NDI available on the network. It doesn't route it. Now, vMix will route video in its own way to attached monitors or through output cards. But in terms of, in this conversation, this is all about NDI and NDI HX. All right. Well, guys, we're going to work on this some more in the studio. We're going to be off next week, but we'll join you back in a week after that. So 2 weeks from today, we will be back. That is Wednesday, the 19th. I am taking some time out next week to visit my brothers. We're going to spread my mom's ashes on the family home on the Chesapeake Bay in Virginia. And actually not on the home, but in the water nearby. It's on a little creek there. So we will we'll take some time off for that and be back the week after that. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. If I can help you in any way, shoot me an email. You can find us on Facebook at Streaming Idiots. And who knows where else? EasternShoreBroadcasting.com. That's right. That would be the one. So there we go, right there. Yeah, EasternShoreBroadcasting.com. Very good. Appreciate you guys, and we will catch you in 2 weeks. Bye now. Oh, I say bye now, and I'm like, I don't have it queued up. So let's try again. Here we go. Bye now.